Alright, what's going on, everybody? Josh here, the real Catalano 23, whatever you want to find me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, get after it. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to do a one-take video on how to start a business. Now, if you've seen my channel at all, you know I do pressure washing, window cleaning, awning cleaning, commercial and residential. So, I started this company in March, and it is now July as of making this video. I've made almost the same amount of money I made last year, but in 3 months of starting this business. So numbers are crazy. I'm not going to go into numbers. This is a very basic one-take video on how I started my business, the steps I took, and the steps you can easily take to do the same. So I have it tabbed out for me, just for reference essentially, but these are the steps you are going to take. These are the best steps you're going to want to take. So I have two screens right now, so I'm going to be looking left, right, sideways, who knows. Let's get into it. First thing you're going to want to do, Inkfile. Go to inkfile.com. You're going to want to make your LLC. So this is where you're going to want to figure out if you're going to do a single member LLC, which is just you, or a multi-member LLC, which is you and some partners, or an S Corp, or what have you. Now, most people are going to be starting out as the SM LLC, or single member LLC, or the multi-member if you're with a partner. You won't be forming an S Corp roughly until you've made at least 40K in profit, because that's when you get different tax breaks, but that's not the point of this video. So get your LLC. Inkfile, I'm not going to go in and show you step by step. These are just basic what sites you're going to want to go on, and you're going to kind of figure it out for yourself, because you need to be figuring these things out for yourself. So, Inkfile, when you purchase an LLC, it's got 3 different things. You're going to at least want the gold tier, which is the middle tier. I can't remember if it's gold, silver, platinum, or what have you. But the first basic tier, that's the cheapest one, don't use that one, because they don't give you an EIN, which is what you need for taxes, and they don't give you any help. It's literally just a formation of something. It's not useful, so don't pick it. So you at least pick the gold one or the platinum one, which is the middle tier or the high tier. And essentially, it's going to cost you between $250 and $350 to formulate your LLC. If you pick the highest tier, your LLC will be formed next day. But if you pick the middle tier, it's going to take you a couple of weeks, which honestly, I did that one because it gives you some time to build up the rest of these steps. So if you've got all your ducks in a row already, then pick the platinum tier and have it formulated the next business day. But other than that, you could pick the other one, and it gives you a couple of weeks to figure all your stuff out. So formulate the LLC. That's step 1. Step 2, you don't have to use Chase. I use Chase. Get a business bank account, and especially if you're a single member LLC, if you want to have the most easy way of doing this, essentially, pick a bank account that you use for your personal banking. So I use Chase for my personal banking, so I decided to go with Chase for the business side of things, because that way, when I use my Chase app for my personal stuff, it's already connected when I went to open the business account. So now they're one and the same. So I have one login for both my personal and my business, which is super convenient. It's super useful. And I can switch back and forth between. So now when you're finally making money in your business and you need to take what is called owner's draws or owner's distributions, and that, as a single member LLC, is how you pay yourself, because you're not a W-2, you're not an employee, so you can't like pay yourself like that. So the IRS will get you. Don't do that. So you take what is called owner's draws or owner's distributions, and you can take those at any time that you need to, when you need to like pay for something that's personal side, like bills or what have you, or food or groceries or gas that you're not using for the business. So keep that in mind. That's for tax purposes. So next, your second step, get a business bank account. It'll make life a hell of a lot easier. Also, get a checkbook. Get a checkbook with your business bank account linked. If you want, depending on what you're doing, I use links right now because for some reason I send people links if they want to pay via credit card through the business checking account, because when I was trying to sign up for the payment terminal, it wouldn't let me. It kept putting me in a circle and it was getting annoying. So I just send people links for that, but most people pay cash or check right now anyway. Or I set them up, and you'll see in a future step through a customer portal through the software I use. So step 2, business checking account. Step 3, and this is a big one, insurance. You're going to need insurance because especially if you're going to deal with big time customers. Now, any small time customers, which for me personally is houses or storefronts, like single set retail shops. Like if I do a $20 to $5 storefront clean, they're not going to ask you for insurance. It's a one story. It takes 10 minutes. Nobody's asking you for insurance, so you can get away with it if you're doing small stuff. But I highly recommend you not trying to get away with it and just get insurance, because worst case scenario, they've got your back. If in case anything goes wrong or someone tries to do something snaky. Houses too. When I'm doing house cleans, nobody's ever asked for my insurance. Are you insured? Like, it kind of should be obvious that you're insured, especially if you're going to do anything off the ground, like 2-story work or 3-story work. If you're on a ladder, you want to have insurance, let me tell you. I went with State Farm, not personally by just preference. It was mostly we'll go back a step. When you go to InkFile and you get the gold or the platinum tiered one, they give you a free tax consultation, and then they show you how also that who you can call to get insurance. Now, I called through InkFile, whatever they gave me. I don't remember, it was a few months ago. I just called one of the things, and it was like, here's how you get insurance, and then they kind of keep patching you through until someone accepts what you're trying to ask for. So, like, I need a general liability insurance because I'm a single member LLC. I don't have any employees yet or anything, so I needed the insurance just for me. But once you start gaining employees, then you're going to need workman's comp and a few other things. But for now, if you're just doing a single member LLC, you just get general liability insurance. And if you're going to do big jobs from like property managers, so if you check out my last video on how I landed my big job, they immediately asked for insurance, a proof of insurance. Because if you didn't have proof of insurance, you're not going to work with any big clientele. Because they don't want you destroying their property, and I don't want to be destroying their property, and I don't want to have to pay out of pocket for destroying their property. Not that we're trying to do that, but you know what I mean. So, the first three are the big ones. Get your LLC, get a business checking account, get some insurance. After that comes more of the preference type stuff. Now, I have Amazon up because when I was initially starting my window cleaning company, I just bought stuff off Amazon, because who doesn't have an Amazon account? For the first year of your business, the government isn't really going to complain too much about what is called co-mingling, which is essentially you paying for stuff for your business from your personal checking account. Now, they want you roughly after the first 12 months or after the first year to be paying for everything business related from your business checking account. Because if you keep trying to commingle those funds, then when it's tax time, you're trying to do too many things. And they're like, all right, so where did this come from? This says personal, but you meant it for business, and this, that, and the other thing. But for the first year, you can kind of get away with it due to the fact that you're just starting the business and you're not profitable yet. So how could you be paying for stuff when you haven't made any money yet? So that makes sense. So I was buying stuff off Amazon, like window cleaning equipment, towels, poles, squeegees, mops, etc., etc. But always keep your receipts. Always, always, always keep your receipts. That's what you're going to need for when it comes tax time. So this is when you're going to start buying stuff. Great. Now, you've got your LLC, you've got your business checking account, you've got your insurance, you've got some equipment. Next up is software, and what I use is called ServGrow. Now, this is specifically for a lot of mostly window cleaning services and stuff like that, home service businesses. It tells you right there. They give you a free trial. This thing's pretty great. It's not too expensive, but also it doesn't really matter what the price is because it's a tax write-off. So all the software you use for your business, all the tax consultations you use for your business, the insurance you use for your business, it's all tax write-offs. So when you're like, wow, I'm spending $3-4 grand off rip to try and start my business, yes, you are, but also if you do it properly, it's tax write-offs in the end, and it helps you lower what you made, so it helps you get taxed less. So I don't really care what the price was, but I think it's roughly between $60 and $100 a month to use this, but it's not super expensive. And in the first year, you're definitely going to want to be sorry, my mic muted itself. You're going to want to be making sure that you are keeping track of everything, because this is the biggest step. Initially, when you're starting out, everything's going to be haywire. It's going to be all over the place. Get a software that allow you to track your business. If you want to do it via an app, what I recommend is Jobber. It was kind of expensive, and I don't really like doing everything from my phone. I like being able to go on to the computer and kind of do it that way. Um, and this was just easier. They actually reached out to me after making my company and being established for about 2 months. They're like, "Do you want to try this out?" And I said, "Sure." And I never went back. This thing's super easy. This is super helpful too, because it'll allow you to avoid a lot of litigation and crap like that. So when I make estimates for people, I send the estimate via their email. So now I'm also collecting people's emails, which is a good marketing strategy, collecting people's emails so that for the next year, you can mass email everybody at once and say, "Hey, springtime's coming around the corner. Do you want to get your windows cleaned? Do you want to get pressure washed? Do you want to get awning cleanings? Sign up now or get in now, because booking is going up fast." Stuff like that. So you can mass market via email the following year. So the first year, collect email, collect email, collect email. This allows me to do that. So when I'm talking to people on the phone, or I've gone to do an in-person estimate, I go, "Okay, here's the estimate." I can give it to them on a estimate sheet of paper or whatever, and I made some. But what I like to do is I send it to them through ServGrow via email. So they have to approve it and they have to sign it. So that means that they signed off on it and they approved the estimate, meaning we're coming to do the job, we're coming to clean. So later down the line, if you get any snaky customers, which is bound to happen eventually, I'm thankfully haven't had this problem yet, but you can, if you have to sue somebody, you can sue them because they literally signed the document, which is now a binding contract saying that they were agreeing to this price. So that's the biggest reason why you want to have a software to run your business. If you're doing it all via hand or all via word of mouth, handshake agreement type stuff, you're going to get screwed. Now, when I was working for an old window cleaning company that I no longer work for because I have my own business, they were getting screwed. My boss was getting screwed left and right because he wasn't, like, he was an older guy. He doesn't really understand what the new marketing strategies are and what new things need to be done to evolve and grow the business quicker and better. And unfortunately, he was getting screwed out of tens of thousands of dollars worth of work because he wasn't making people sign contracts for big jobs. Now, for small stops, like recurring once a month things that are like $20 cleans, $50 cleans, $100 cleans once a month, you don't need people to sign a contract for that, because that's once you do it once or twice, it's kind of just in a rotation and it becomes a habit. Same thing for houses. Have them sign off on the estimate so they've approved it, and always do that. But you don't really need to have like that contract for houses or small cleans. This is really just for big projects and stuff like that. If you want to get big money, big projects, like if you're doing a $5,000 clean or a $10,000 clean, you're going to want somebody's signature. You're going to want somebody's blood. I don't know. You're going to want to make sure that that is working for you. So, I got to tap this real quick. Just making sure. Okay. So, now that you've got your software, and I recommend ServGrow, I'll put all these links in the description, although you really don't need the links in the description because I haven't really given you too much complicated to figure out. Alright, so after that, you've built your software, or you've gotten your software, you've got your equipment, you've got your insurance, you've got your business account, you've got your LLC. So all of the hard stuff, all of the complicated know-how stuff is done. Now comes more of the fun stuff. Vistaprint. Vistaprint is where you're going to start making flyers, making car magnets, making decals, making signs, making advertising. This is your hands-on advertising, as I like to call it. Hands-on advertising, because it's going to be a tangible product. This isn't digital marketing. This isn't none of that. This is flyers. This is pamphlets. This is business cards. All of that fun stuff. So Vistaprint is what I use for doing all of that. Now, I've made business cards with them. I've made flyers with them. I've made car magnets with them. I've made t-shirts with them. I've made so you can really get most of the stuff that you need done. with Vistaprint, all in one. So when you need flyers, brochures, physical advertising, like I bought yard stands, so when after I clean a house, you stick a yard sign in their front lawn and let it sit there for however long they allow you to sit it there for. I always put it in at the start of the job, so at the very, very least, it's sitting there for a couple of hours. Granted, that's not a lot of time when it's sitting in front of a house, but it's better than nothing. So always put it at the beginning of the job, not the end of the job. So Vistaprints for all your physical marketing needs. Now, after that, you're going to want to make a Yelp, and you're also going to want to make a Google My Business profile. But Yelp is kind of more superior in this aspect. But they're both very, very good, so don't quote me on that. Yelp, you're going to want to go to Yelp for Business, and you're going to want to make a business Yelp, so that when people Google you, when people Google Washaway, which is my company, I pop up first because I've made a better Yelp. I've made a better Google My Business. So when someone types in window cleaning keywords into the Googles, your business comes up. And if you're running ads, Yelp is a great way to run ads. Google is a great way to run ads. Instagram's a great way to run ads. Facebook's a great way to run ads. If you run ads on multiple platforms, people will be calling you, and you won't have to do a whole lot of legwork, cold calling, and stuff like that. Because you'll be getting calls from people who are actually interested in this versus cold calling, which is like a 1 to 3% return on investment. So cold calling is like you make 100 calls and you might get 3. It is what it is. So if you want to just put all your ducks out there like this, Yelp, Instagram, Facebook, Google My Business, make profiles in every one of those. Make a Facebook page for your business, make an Instagram page for your business, or at least promote it on your Instagram, which is what I do, because I do a bunch of different things. And then make a Yelp, and then make a Google My Business. So that way you are everywhere. You want to be everywhere. Making a business online, especially trying to spread the word, think of it like creating a spider web. You're starting with the middle, which is all of your small stuff, and then as you branch out, so like Yelp is here, and then you've got Google My Business here, and you've got Instagram here, and you've got Facebook here. So you're creating a bigger web, essentially to catch more people. So create the web to catch more people. Essentially, that's what you're going to want to do. And then after that, you can make a website if you want to. It's not required, but it is definitely very professional. So we can go to my website, which is washawaywindowcleaning.com. No plug intended. Here we go. And I've made it super simple. Like, I just made this in a couple of hours. And it's pictures of stuff I've done, so it's not just all stock photos. You can start out with stock photos, but if you have it more personalized. Like, this was a house clean I did. This was a storefront clean I did. This was a power washing job I did. An awning cleaning job I did. And that's how I offer my services. And when you click book now, I've made the website very simple. You can call my number. Awesome. So, gives you all the info. Makes it super simple. They all redirect to the contact page, essentially. And now you can go on... you can build this through WordPress and Bluehost. So Bluehost will be the server that you use to run the website, and WordPress is how you build the website. And I've been building websites for a couple of years, so this literally only took me a few hours to do, so it wasn't a big deal. But I know for a lot of people that can get annoying. So if you want to go on Fiverr or Upwork, you can just have someone from one of those countries that does stuff have them make you a website for like $100 to $500. So if you want to go that way, or if you have the know-how, build it yourself. But that's it for this video, guys. Those are the steps to successfully starting your business, whether it's home service business or what have you. For most businesses, this is going to be the proper way to start. Like I said, let's go over these steps one last time. LLC. Business checking account. Insurance. LLC. Business checking account. Insurance. If you get the reference, you get the reference. And then buy your stuff. buy your equipment. It doesn't have to be Amazon, fam, but Amazon's easy, and it gets shipped right to your door next day. Get yourself some software so that you can actually confirm people's estimates and have contracts written up, and then you can track all of your stats. Great thing to have. And then advertising and more advertising. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope this inspires you to start your own business, because it's one of the best ways of freeing yourself from the 9-to-5 crap that none of us want to be going through anymore. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any more questions. I'll try to do my best to answer them all, and I will see you in the next video.